All right, so this is proficiency test problem number 5. What we're looking at here is another 2-wire control circuit to energize a motor starter. We have a selector switch here, which is a hand-off auto, HOA, switch, selector switch used to start a motor. Just for sake of example here, we'll say that this operates a pump motor, which is one practical application I could see with this. This symbol is for a float switch, and this is in the normally open position. So as we sit here, this is in the off position, no current flow to the coil. So let's place this into the automatic position. Well, it's going to go to, here's the automatic position. So in the automatic position, and typical of what we might see of a pump circuit, we have nothing's going to happen as long as this float switch is open. So as the current now comes into both terminals of the switch, in the automatic position, when we select it to the automatic, as we can see, we go from off to automatic. We close this set of contacts. So now current flow is here at our, and stopped at our open float switch. So let's say the level in a tank or a vessel of some kind came up to a level where we want to activate the pump. So the water level comes up. Now we have closed it, and we have current flow through the motor starter, or the coil of the motor starter, and we have current flow, and we have an activated pump. So let's say the water drops back down to a level, and the pump goes off. So in the other position, that is automatic. But if we were to look in and we wanted to run the pump where we had, say, a visual look inside the tank, and we wanted to run the pump without this float switch, or if something happened to the float switch, say this were not working properly, and we wanted to just run it manually, we could activate hand. Then we would not need the float switch. So now the current flow comes through. Once we change this, it closed this portion of the selector switch. The top set of contacts are now closed. We have current flow through and activating the pump, and we can put it there back in the off state. So there, the switch activated to this side. We have it in hand, which will run the motor, closing this set of contacts. If we put it in automatic, we have to go through and use the whatever controls that we have. In this case, it happens to be a float switch. Now, as we've brought it before, again, if let's say there were some debris caught in the pump impeller and the current were to go up, then our overloads would trip and turn off the motor again. So that's the purpose of the overloads in the circuit, is once the current rises higher than the amount of the setting on the overloads, we will lose power to the pump. Once that's cleared and we can reset, hitting the reset button on the overloads resets that to the closed status and allows it to run.